Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a bit of a step back. Instead of digging into specific investment vehicles or, market trends, we're zooming out. We're going to look at the architectural blueprint of a specific financial philosophy. We're asking the big why.
Right. Specifically, we're doing a bonus deep dive on the Golden Path strategy.
Yeah.
And if you've been following our breakdown of the 13 steps, you know it's a very rigorous system, but you might be asking why. Why does this specific path even exist? Isn't the standard advice good enough?
Exactly. Why do we need another way? A middle way. So today we're exploring the origin story and really the engineering logic behind the Golden Path strategy.
The one developed by Tamir Kaham.
Correct. And I want to be really precise with the attribution here because the creator's background is, I think, the key to understanding the whole system. Tamir Kaham is the originator and architect of this 3-stage, 13-step strategy. He's the creator of the YouTube channel, The Golden Path to Financial Independence. And interestingly, he is also the official Hebrew translator of the classic book, The Richest Man in Babylon.
Which is, that's such a unique intersection of skills, isn't it?
It really is.
You're getting this blend of modern systems engineering, really high-level structural thinking, combined with this very old, timeless money wisdom. It's a powerful combination.
It's not often you see ancient Mesopotamian wisdom and modern risk management in the same bio.
Not at all.
So, okay, this is a bonus episode. We're talking to the listeners who've either finished the steps or are maybe just staring at the map, wondering if this is the right vehicle for them. We're going to answer, why is it called the Golden Path, and how is it fundamentally different from, the other big narratives out there?
It's the elephant in the room, right? The financial space is so crowded. You've got the FIRE movement, you have traditional retirement planners, you have the whole hustle culture entrepreneur thing. Today is about positioning Tamir's strategy right there in that landscape.
But before we dive into the comparison, we have to state something very clearly up front. This is where financial tribes can get, a little toxic.
What's that?
This deep dive is not a critique.
Yeah.
We're not here to say FIRE is wrong, or that traditional retirement is stupid, or that entrepreneurship is a bad idea.
No, absolutely not. And in fact, if you look at Tamir's own story, he explicitly credits those other frameworks for his own awakening.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he talks about reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and obviously The Richest Man in Babylon, and just realizing that the default script, go to school, get a job, work till you drop, it wasn't the only option.
So he respects those paths. He kind of owes his shift in consciousness to them.
He does, but, and this is the real pivot point for this whole discussion, while those frameworks opened his eyes when he actually tried to wear them, they just didn't fit.
And I think a lot of people can relate to that. You read a book about some guy who retired at 30 living in a van, and you think, that's incredible, but I have 2 kids and I like air conditioning.
Exactly. It's all about the fit. So to understand the solution, the Golden Path, we have to first analyze the problem he was trying to solve.
Okay.
Let's look at his context. He started this journey at age 45. He was a senior systems engineer, salaried employee, family man.
Right. He was a college kid with nothing to lose. He had stakes.
Very high stakes. So he did what really amounts to a feasibility study on the 3 main paths that were available to him.
Yeah.
And he realized that none of them were optimized for his specific reality.
Okay, so let's walk through those 3. I think classifying them really helps clarify the whole thing. What was the first path he looked at?
The first one is the slow track. This is the default mode of society.
The traditional retirement model.
Correct. The model is work as an employee until you're 67. You rely on your pension, maybe a 401k, Social Security. You retire with whatever you've scraped together, plus what the government gives you.
Millions of people do this. It's the standard operating procedure. So what's the engineering flaw?
Lack of control and a lack of velocity. From a systems perspective, the slow track is fragile because it relies almost entirely on external variables.
You mean you're betting on the system?
You're betting the pension fund will stay solvent for 40 years. You're betting the government won't raise the retirement age to 75. You're betting that inflation won't just eat your fixed income for lunch.
You're a passenger, not a driver.
Exactly. And the other huge flaw for Tamir was the lack of legacy. In that traditional model, you just consume your capital.
Right, you spend it down.
And when you die, the pension usually stops or gets cut in half. He wanted to create intergenerational wealth, to leave a machine behind, not just a zero balance.
Okay, so the slow track is too slow, no control. What about the complete opposite, the fast track?
Path number 2, entrepreneurship. This is the narrative that just dominates social media, right?
Quit your job, Build a startup, disrupt everything.
Exit for $10 million, the whole be your own boss dream. And look, Tamir respects this path, but he had to be really honest with himself about his own identity. He wasn't an entrepreneur by DNA.
That takes a lot of self-awareness. Most people want to believe they're the next Steve Jobs.
It really does. But entrepreneurship requires a certain tolerance for chaos, for high risk. It requires being willing to fail completely and start all over.
Which he wasn't.
He was an engineer. He valued stability. He didn't want the stress of building a business empire. He didn't want to risk his family's security on a venture that, statistically has a 90% chance of failing.
That survivorship bias is real. We only see the one who made it, not the 1,000 who went bankrupt.
Exactly. So he ruled out the fast track, too risky for his profile.
Which leaves the third major player.
The FIRE movement. Financial independence, retire early.
And this one appeals to a lot of engineers. It's basically a math problem.
It is. The FIRE model is simple. Save 50 to 70% of your income, live on a super strict budget, what Tamir calls compression, for 10 to 15 years, and then boom, you're mathematically free.
Efficiency at its finest. So why didn't that fit?
The human cost. The math is sound, but the lifestyle just wasn't. Tamir looked at what was required, living on, 30 or 40% of his income, and he realized he'd have to make himself and his family miserable for a decade.
It's the beans and rice approach.
It is. He asked himself, do I really want to spend my 40s and 50s saying no to every vacation, every nice dinner, every single experience, just so I can stop working at 60? And the answer was no. He didn't want to live in deprivation.
So there's the dilemma. The slow track is too fragile, the fast track is too risky, and the fire track is too miserable.
Too likely. He was looking for the middle way. He needed a path that let him stay employed to keep that stability while building assets for growth. He wanted to maintain his quality of life now while building a system for the future.
And since that path didn't exist in a book, he engineered it himself.
He built the Golden Path.
Okay, so let's define the goal of this path. If it's not retire next year, and it's not work until 67, what is it?
The strategic goal is to aim for retirement earlier than 67 so you get freedom, but to stay in the game long enough to capture significant pension benefits so you still get that security floor.
Oh, so it's a hybrid.
It's a hybrid. And at the same time, you're building independent assets to create that intergenerational wealth.
So it's transition of identity. You're moving from employee to asset owner.
That is the mandatory identity shift. You're not trying to become a business owner in the active sense, and you're not just an employee anymore. You are an asset owner. The job exists to fund the assets.
I love that distinction. Okay, let's talk about the name, The Golden Path.
Yeah.
Knowing his background, I have to assume this isn't just marketing fluff.
No, it's deeply layered. There are actually 3 specific meanings behind the word golden.
All right, let's unpack them. Layer 1.
Gold equals stability. In financial history, gold is the anchor, right? It's not crypto. It's not some speculative tech stock. It's a store of value that has survived the collapse of entire empires. The strategy prioritizes stability over volatility.
So we are not chasing 100x returns on meme coins here.
Definitely not. We are building a fortress.
Okay, layer 2.
Gold, as in the golden mean. This is a reference to Aristotle's philosophy.
Oh, interesting.
The idea that virtue lies in the middle path between 2 extremes. Courage is the middle point between cowardice and recklessness.
And in finance.
The golden path is the middle point between the cowardice of the slow track, where you take zero responsibility, and the recklessness of the fast track. It's the balanced, sustainable way.
That makes a lot of sense. Extremes tend to break. Balance endures. And the third layer.
Gold equals ancient wisdom. This connects right back to his work translating The Richest Man in Babylon. That book is all about the gold of ancient principles. Pay yourself first. Make thy gold multiply. Guard thy treasures from loss.
So the strategy is modern engineering running on ancient code.
Exactly. The gold in the title honors that lineage.
Okay, so we have the philosophy. But a system needs guardrails. In the documentation, there are 4 core principles that really differentiate this. Let's go through them.
These are the pillars. Principle number 1 is independence before wealth.
That sounds a little like semantics. Aren't they the same thing?
Not in this system.
Yeah.
Wealth implies surplus, millions of dollars, luxury, excess. Independence is a technical state. It just means your FI index is 1.00.
Your passive income covers your expenses.
That's it. You don't need a yacht. You just need to cover your burn rate.
Okay.
The Golden Path says Secure independence first. Don't take risks trying to get wealthy that could jeopardize your independence. Once you're independent, wealth often follows anyway because you control your time. But the priority is freedom, not excess.
Makes sense. Principle number 2.
Stability before growth. This is the engineer speaking.
Right.
Don't quit your job to find yourself. Use your salary as an anchor. Protection precedes expansion.
You don't build the second floor until the foundation is cured.
Perfect analogy. The salary is the fuel for the rocket. You don't cut the fuel line while you're still on the launch pad.
Principle number 3.
Systems before scale. This is about what you are actually buying. You're not just saving cash, you're acquiring income-producing assets. Machines that work for you, rental properties, dividend stocks, automated businesses. You are shifting from being an accumulator of currency to being an owner of systems.
And principle number 4, which I think is the quality of life clause.
Yes. Quality of life now plus freedom later. This is the anti-deprivation principle. Do not destroy your present for the sake of the future. Build gradually and sustainably.
Because if you hate your life while you're saving, you'll just quit.
You'll burn out. Sustainability is an engineering constraint. If the load is too heavy, the beam snaps. If the budget is too tight, the saver snaps.
So, knowing all this, we can pretty clearly profile who this is for. If I'm listening right now, how do I know if I'm the target demographic?
Okay, let's do a quick checklist. It is so for you if you're a salaried employee. If you're looking for a path that builds intergenerational wealth, and this is key, you're patient. You're willing to build over, say, 10 to 20 years.
And who should maybe turn this off right now?
It is not for you if you want to retire next year. It's just too slow. It's not for you if you're willing to live on 30% of your income. Honestly, if you can do that, go do FIRE. It is mathematically faster.
Right.
And it is not for the pure entrepreneur who just loves the adrenaline of betting the farm.
It's not about what's better. It's about what fits.
That is the mantra of the whole system. Does it fit your life?
Now, I want to touch on the sequence. The Golden Path is 13 steps and 3 stages. We've covered them in other deep dives, but can I treat this like a buffet? Can I just pick step 8 because I like real estate and skip step 2 because insurance is boring?
That is the most common mistake. And it's fatal to the system. You absolutely cannot treat the 13 steps like a buffet.
Why not?
Because systems are built on dependencies. Stage 1 is identity and vision. If you skip that, you're building a structure without a blueprint. You don't know why you're doing it.
Okay, makes sense.
Then stage 2 is resilience. That's your emergency fund, risk management, insurance. If you skip that and jump right to stage 3 growth,
you're exposed.
You're building a skyscraper on sand, the first financial storm, a job loss, a health issue. It will wipe out all your assets because you have no resilience layer.
So stage 2 protects stage 3.
Exactly. And step 13, continuous learning, is the spine that runs parallel to all of them. If you skip steps, you introduce fragility. And the Golden Path is designed for stability.
It is fascinating how the engineering mindset just permeates every single part of this. It's not tips and tricks. It's an architecture.
A complete system.
Now, we've covered the why and the who, but before we wrap up, we need to pause for a very specific and mandatory reality check.
Yes. We have to be crystal clear here. What we're discussing today and in this entire series is an educational framework. It's a structured way of thinking about your financial life. It is not financial advice.
There are no guarantees.
None. The fact that this strategy worked for Tamir Kaham does not mean it will work for you. Your local economy is different. Your tax laws are different. Your family situation, your risk tolerance, it's all different.
You can't just copy-paste someone else's life.
Exactly. The responsibility for your decisions remains entirely with you. You must consult qualified professionals, accountants, advisors, lawyers before making any moves. We're providing the map, but you are the one driving the car.
Well said. So let's bring this all home. What's the takeaway here? We've looked at the Golden Path, not as just a set of rigid rules, but as a philosophical response to the extremes out there.
It really comes down to what Tamir was searching for. He wanted the Holy Grail, stability and degrowth, sustainability and delegacy. He wasn't willing to trade his present happiness for future wealth, and he wasn't willing to trade his future security for present thrills.
He rejected the binary choice. He found the middle way.
And that's really the invitation, I think. This path isn't better than FIRE. It's not better than entrepreneurship. It's just different. It's designed for the person who wants to become an asset owner without losing their mind or their shirt in the process.
So if you're listening to this and you've been looking for that middle ground, if you want a path that doesn't ask for extreme sacrifice but still leads to freedom, then this might just be the architecture you've been waiting for.
I think so.
Thank you for joining us on this bonus deep dive. Whether you're just starting at step 1 or you're closing in on step 13, remember, this is your path now.
And to really get the mechanics, you should subscribe for the full series where we break down each step. And honestly, go to the YouTube channel. Seeing the diagrams and the visual breakdown of the stages, it makes a huge difference.
What's the channel name again?
The Golden Path to Financial Independence.
And for those of you trying to find it, the handle is youtube.com/@, capital TAMIR, capital GOLD, capital PATH.
That's at Tamir Goldpath. Or just search for The Golden Path to Financial Independence. You'll find it.
Thank you for listening, and may your path be golden.